I have faced rejection from more than 10 plus companies, or like I have faced rejection from like TCS and Infosys as well. In second year, I was not into coding at all. I was in electronics. I started programming due to electronics, right? If you are very good at DS Algo, then they can hire you. But if you are not, if you are mediocre in DS Algo, you need. And I got rejected from TCS and Infosys. I was at that position like, hey man, what I'm doing wrong?
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So let's get started. First of all, please briefly introduce yourself.
So hi Kushal. First of all, I would also like to thank you for inviting me on your channel. So my name is Shubham Kumar, currently working as a software engineer intern at Grab. I'm currently a final year student at Maharaja Agrawal Institute of Technology, which comes under IP University, and I'm pursuing my BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering.
Great. So like what opportunity you got, and was it off campus or on campus?
So the opportunity which I got for Grab was an off-campus opportunity.
Okay, great. And how you actually got this opportunity? I mean,
Yeah.
Was it through LinkedIn, or was it because of any hackathon that you participated in, or any other stuff?
So yeah, I got this opportunity through a referral from Cryo. Cryo is basically a e-learning platform which they have certain courses related to development on their platform, and they also organize many programs every year. Like currently, Cryo Winter of Doing is going on, and last year they had a program named as Cryo Launch. So I was a part of Cryo Launch, and I was impressed by that Cryo Launch a lot, and I took part in their Cryo Launch Plus program as well, which was certainly a paid one. And based on my performance in that Launch Plus program, I got referrals for a few companies, and Grab was one of them.
So Shubham, can you tell us about something about Grab? What Grab do actually? Because I guess most of the students don't know.
So Grab is basically a super app called as a super app in Southeast Asia. It has almost everything. Like here we have Paytm, they had Grab Wallet there. We have Ola, Uber, they have Grab Taxi and all other stuff. So basically it's a composition of many facilities working there in Southeast Asia.
Okay, great. And can you please elaborate the complete hiring process that you had?
Okay, so first of all, I got the referral. Then I got a link for coding test, which was on Codility. That coding test had 3 questions. First 2 questions were quite easy, if I remember correctly. One was from Greedy. One was a question based on 2 pointers. Third was a bit difficult. You can say a medium hard question of lead code, which has a mixture of Greedy and next smaller element algorithm type things, which use a stack. Yeah, so after that, I got the call for interview. So the first round was completely focused on DS Algo. In first round, I was asked 2 questions. One was related to some rearrangement of linked list, and second question was based on E. I was able to do both of them. I got messed up a bit in first question, but got some hint from the interviewer and picked up smoothly from there on. And then I got an interview call for the second round, which was basically an engineering manager round. So there many questions were asked related to my project, which I have created. Some questions related to CS fundamentals like OS, questions related to DBMS, operating systems, and many other questions. He also asked some puzzles there. So yeah, it was a mixture of a lot of questions.
Okay, great.
And then finally, I got the offer.
Oh wow. During your preparation, what resources have you used for additional subjects as well? Do mention them.
So yeah, for preparation or for practice, lead code and GFG are enough. But if you had less time, I would suggest go for interview bit. Also, as I mentioned, I was a part of Cryo Launch and Cryo Launch Plus program. They had a big part of PSDS as well. So my placement preparation started from there on. And also my experience in development came from there also. Like they had many projects in their program, which I worked on. So I got some development experience from there as well. And for many other resources, you can refer to YouTube. YouTube has a lot of content already there.
Yes.
So yeah, you can refer to YouTube.
Okay, great. Like during your hiring process in the interviews, system design question was asked or not?
No. System design question was asked in my round,
Okay.
both the rounds.
And since you were electronic students, so how you managed to prepare for additional subjects like operating systems and DBMS and computer networks?
So you have to study these subjects separately, because you get lots of subjects from ECE as well. So yeah, I prepared for these subjects separately, watching some of the videos from YouTube and reading articles from GFG.
Okay, great. And according to you, does CGPA matters?
No, I think there was no criteria for CGPA in this opportunity which I cracked, and many other
Excellent.
opportunities which I have seen. There was no criteria of CGPA. If you have a decent CGPA above 7, you are good to go in any company.
Okay, okay. So I saw your profile on LinkedIn, and I saw that you have cracked multiple off-campus internships before this as well. So how you actually applied off-campus, and what resources have you used to apply?
So LinkedIn is the best source to apply, of course. You find many opportunities there and you can apply from there on. Secondly, you can contact a person from any company for the referrals as well. If you have a good profile, you will get referrals for sure. And of course, there are many YouTubers as well like you who brings us the opportunities through your videos.
Yeah, thanks for that. And one more thing, like during your complete journey, how projects helped you in cracking this internship?
Talking about projects, you need a project. If you are not very good at DS Algo, you certainly need a project because you want to discuss something in interview for sure, right? If you are very good at DS Algo, then they can hire you. But if you are not, if you are mediocre in DS Algo, you need a project to discuss. So I would suggest make one project, but you should know inside out of that project completely, right? Like I have 4 projects mentioned in my resume, but I always like to discuss one project which I know everything about. Like I prepared that project from scratch and I know everything, why I use it, why I use the tech stack which is there in that project. So yeah, I like to discuss that project, and they play a major role for getting you hired.
Okay, so according to you, like what should be the preference between CP and projects, or should we maintain a balance between the two?
Like if I talk about me, I do both. Like I also participate in competitive programming contest. I have also many projects on my GitHub as well as on my resume, which I discuss in interviews. So you need to make a balance between these two. I would recommend do CP only if you like, because doing CP only for rating, you won't get anything, right? Instead of that, you should focus on project if you don't like CP. But you need to maintain a balance between them.
Okay, okay. Any particular thing that you think that is there in your resume which made you stand out from others?
The resume tip which I would give is like if you mention your projects there in your resume, right? If you are mentioning your projects, write a short description of that project as well with that project heading, and also mention the skills which you have used to make that project. That would, because it would show the recruiter that you have made project, you know what you have used, why you have used, and you should know why you have used that tech stack which you are writing there. So yeah, and also do mention about the achievements which you have got. Like I participate in competitive programming contest. I have mentioned my ratings, the ranks which I have got in Google Kickstart and all other stuff. Do mention your skills as well. Mention your skills separately. Like don't give too much space to your skills. Describe your projects in a major part.
Okay, got it. And according to you, getting a referral over LinkedIn is tough or easy?
As per my experience, getting a referral is easy, because the first referral which I got was for Microsoft. Like in 2019, when Microsoft started hiring for interns, like I think you were also into Microsoft for the internship. So I also got a referral for Microsoft for their test, and I just sent their resume and a complete message like what I have done till now, what are my achievements, and how I can be a better candidate for referrals. So yeah, you can get referrals if you have a good profile and you write a message sincerely.
The thing is, there are a lot of fields to choose from: machine learning, Android development, web development. So how you actually decided which way to go? I mean, does it even matter to choose a particular domain, or domain doesn't matter to crack such an internship?
I don't think domain matters that much, because if you are in any domain, you should know everything about you should know things about that domain. You can't just go in interview and tell that I know all things about web development and you are not able to answer anything, right? So you need to know things about that if you are going into that particular domain. Talking about me, in second year, I was not into coding at all. I was in electronics. I started programming due to electronics, because I was working on Raspberry Pi, Arduino, and all other stuff. So I started coding from there on, and there on I want to discover like my interest is in coding. And from afterward, I got into web development. I learned some back-end development skills. Yeah.
Okay, great. And so lastly, any advice for the juniors?
Talking about my experience, like I have faced many rejections. I have faced many rejections in this small placement journey which I had till now. I have faced rejection from more than 10 plus companies, or like I have faced rejection from like TCS and Infosys as well. So yeah, so the one thing which I would suggest is to be positive and don't get into self-doubt after getting rejected. Like being positive is the best thing you can do at that point of time. Like when I got rejected from TCS and Infosys, I was at that position like, hey man, what I'm doing wrong? Like where I'm going. On one hand, I'm thinking about a product-based companies, and on other hand, I'm getting rejected from service-based companies like Infosys and TCS. So yeah, at that moment of time, you need to get yourself together, work again on the mistakes which you have done in those rejections. So yeah, you need to be positive in that situation.
Great, man. It was really inspiring, and I wish you all the best for your, upcoming endeavors. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kushal.
तो आशा करता हूँ आपको वीडियो बहुत पसंद आया होगा, बहुत सारी चीज़ें जानने को मिली होगी, काफ़ी इंस्पायरिंग जर्नी थी शुभम की। तो अगर ऐसी और वीडियोस आप देखना चाहते हो तो प्लीज़ कमेंट डाउन बिलो, और ताकि मुझे मोटिवेशन मिलता रहे। और लाइक ज़रूर कर देना है वीडियो को, शेयर करो उन लोगों के साथ जो कि डीमोटिवेट हो जाते हैं कंपनी से रिजेक्ट होने के बाद। और मिलते हैं ऐसी अगली किसी वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय, टेक केयर।